This is the plaintiff, Alicia. She says she bought a car from the defendant who wouldn't allow her to test drive it. Now she knows why. The thing was a piece of junk that wouldn't pass inspection. She had to pump all kinds of money into it and is now suing this snake oil used car salesman. For the $5,000, she's now out. This is the defendant, Afnan Ahmed. He says he sold the car to the plaintiff with absolutely no mechanical problems. A week later, the woman calls to complain. He has no idea how she treated the car in the time she had it, and is under absolutely no obligation to return her money. He's accused of unloading a hoopty. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,500 for emotional distress.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant is a snake oil salesman who sold her a used car that was a piece of junk and broke as soon as she drove away. But the defendant says that he sold her a perfectly good used car, so it's not his problem. It's the case of you're a real snake.
Sworn, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, ma'am. You purchased a car from this individual, correct?
Correct.
And how did you purchase it? Through Facebook Marketplace?
Through Facebook Marketplace. I
Okay,
went there.
and what happened?
I went there. I seen the car. I sent him a message, asked him if I can see the if I can see the vehicle, and he said that he worked until 7 o'clock at night, which I didn't really want to do that because I wanted to see the vehicle during the daytime. But again, I said, okay, fine. So I went, I seen the car. It was nighttime already. I got there and I met the defendant. He gave me the keys. He said, here, check it out, check the car out. I got in the car, everything seems nice. He had like these little neon colors inside the car, fine. I turned on the car, and when I turned on the car, it made a little noise. So I asked him, what was that noise? And he said to me that it needed a VTC actuator, which cost $60. So I said to myself,
So
okay.
says he, the guy you just met.
Right. That's what he said. So I said, okay. I said to myself, I know the car is not new. I said, okay, $60.
What year is this car?
It's a 2008 Honda Accord.
Is this a picture of the car?
Yes, that's a picture of the car.
What did you do to the H for Honda? Did you paint it some neon green?
It was resprayed green.
Why? Is that cool?
It was my favorite color at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So go on.
So we asked him if we can drive the car, if we
Who's
can
we?
test drive it. Me and my boyfriend.
Which one's your
Right-
boyfriend?
right here.
Okay, go on.
And he said to us that the car had no license plate on it, and that there was a lot of police in the area also.
Okay,
So we couldn't drive the vehicle.
right.
Then after that, I made a decision.
To buy the vehicle
So-
that you couldn't drive, that you couldn't see because it was dark,
Yes. We bought it.
that you didn't even test drive,
I didn't
much
even
less
test drive.
have a mechanic look at.
I went by what he put in the ad.
yeah,
It
you
said
went by
that it
what?
needed nothing.
Okay, let me see what he put in the ad.
It said the car was good and the car needed nothing.
Description: 2008 Honda Accord Coupe, fully loaded, leather seats, sunroof, moonroof. The car need nothing.
Right, the car didn't have anything and the car
Never
needed
had a
nothing.
roof problem with the car. The car need nothing.
Nothing.
What does
So
that even mean? How is that
I went-
a warranty on your 2008 car, a 10-year-old car? You think that's a warranty that the car will need nothing and you don't have to do anything just because he says, great car, the car need nothing. He's not a mechanic. You're buying it from some guy who you've never met before.
He is a mechanic.
Well, he's not your mechanic.
No, he's not my mechanic.
Right, he's the guy who wants to get rid of the car. So why wouldn't you have a mechanic take a look at it? I know why, because it costs $100. Why wouldn't you at least not buy a car if you're not comfortable looking at it because it's dark? Or why wouldn't you at least not buy a car if you don't have an opportunity to test drive it? Why wouldn't these things be the case? All right, so you can't wait to buy the car you haven't test driven because what? Because it's pretty and it's the H is neon green.
To be honest
and
with
then
you,
what happens? You get the car and what happens?
I insured the car.
Well, you drive away and what happens? Anything
and
or no?
the check engine light came on.
How soon after you drive away?
100 feet.
Okay.
And I sent him a message right at the gas station. I sent him a message. I said, listen, the check engine light just came on. He says, "Oh, it does that. Shut the car off and turn it back on again." And
Okay, if it does that, why didn't you tell her that beforehand?
Because the part that is giving her the light, it's an aftermarket part. So usually what happens to those aftermarket parts is like usually like when you try to start the car, it goes off, but the part is not necessarily bad. If you turn off the car.
Yeah, I know. Did you tell her any of that stuff before she bought the car?
No, I didn't.
Okay, because then you don't sell the car, right?
No, because at that moment I had no problems with the engine light, and the car was sitting for like.
I'm sorry. What do you
2-3
mean you
weeks.
had no problem with the engine light? You just explained the problem with the engine light.
Yeah, because that's when I replaced it. When I first had that problem with my car, I changed that problem, and
How did you change the problem?
I went to the mechanic. He just changed the sensor. It was a sensor on the car.
Okay, so why was it happening again when she got the car?
Because
Immediately, because I saw her text.
Because
Yeah.
it's an aftermarket part. So those.
No, you're not making any sense. If you fixed it, why did it still happen when she got the car?
Because it wasn't a new part. You know, it's a used part.
I'm sorry. So then you didn't fix it. I'm sorry. Okay, so when you say fix it, you mean you replaced the part?
Yeah, but.
Okay, so you never fixed the light coming on problem. You
No.
just didn't care.
No,
that
no,
the
I
light-
did. I did. It was.
How did you fix the light coming on problem?
I changed the sensor. It was just a.
And so why did it happen the second she drove off if you changed the sensor?
Because they're the aftermarket parts mostly.
Who's on first? What's on second? Dude, listen to my question. There's a light going on.
Mm-hmm.
The light's going on because you put in an aftermarket part.
Yes.
You don't like the light going on.
No, it went away after that. It just comes
How
on.
did it go away?
It just goes away. As soon as you replace the part, the engine light goes away because the engine rescans.
Then why did it turn on when she had the car? If what you're saying is honest and truthful, why is it that 10 feet from your house it turns on?
Because the car was sitting for like 2 weeks before. I didn't drive it for 2
What
weeks.
does that have to do with it?
So maybe that's the engine light could have came on because of that.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with you replacing a part. It has nothing to do with you resetting a light. Now your answer is, I was sitting for 2 weeks. That caused the light to go on. All right, go on.
So I drove the car all the way to where I live, and I went to AutoZone, and I had them plug it into the little machine that they have, and they plugged it in, and they told me that it was a crankshift sensor. So I asked them how much it was. They told me it was $104, I believe. I said, okay, I'll have it changed. I also asked them for that VTC actuator.
Why? Based on his words, how do you even know that's a problem?
Well, I went on what he said.
So you asked them for the actuator.
VTC actuator, and they told me that they don't sell it outside.
So you go to the dealer,
I have to
and
get
the
it from
dealer says it's $900, but you don't even know if you need it. Does a dealer tell you you need it?
I took the car, and they said yes, that I needed it. That's what that noise was. The noise went away.
Did you tell her the actuator was, what do you say?
$60.
Did you tell her the actuator would be $60?
Yes, I said it was around like that price range.
Okay, and according to AutoZone, they don't sell it. You have to get it from a dealer?
No, you could get it. There's certain parts you can just order it.
Order from whom?
AutoZone. AutoZone could
Well,
order it.
AutoZone told her they can't get her an actuator, she says. And she says, and I believe it because then she went to the dealer, and did you pay the $900?
I paid.
So she paid $900 to a dealer. Now I know that everything's going to be more expensive at a dealer, but
obviously.
why this kind of difference? 10 times more than 10 times more.
It shouldn't be because they have crankshaft position sensors. I worked at AutoZone.
That we're not even talking about the crankshaft sensor. She
The
got
VTC
that from
calculator.
AutoZone.
Yep, the VTC
She's talking
calculator.
about the actuator.
Yes.
Let me see the bill from the. I'm just curious. Let me see the bill from the dealer.
From the dealer that I had the actuator and the sensor put in. And this is
Just a second.
the bill for the sensor that I bought at AutoZone.
Okay, this is a bill for $614, and it includes the crankshaft being installed, right?
Yes.
The crankshaft being installed was how much? $296? I can't understand the bill. So what was the, $296 is going to be the thing you didn't get, the actuator. So why are you saying it costs $900 when it costs $296.40?
Well, that was between those two. I have another bill here also with
Okay,
the,
so the actuator costs $296.40 at a dealer as opposed to whatever it might cost somewhere else. I don't know. Anyway, go on. So what else do you end up spending how much in the next month on that car?
not even a month. The car was with me for maybe a week.
How much did you pay for the car?
$5,000,
Okay.
and I spent
What was
almost.
the Blue Book value of the car?
I don't know.
How do you not know the Blue Book value of a car that you're paying for? How do you know that you didn't overpay? What measure did you use to decide if you were overpaying for that year and model car? Is that your boyfriend?
Yes.
Did he look it up on?
No.
Nobody
No.
looks at it. Is this your first car that either one of you buy?
Yeah, this is the first time I bought a car outside.
And according to you, what was
Yeah.
the Blue Book value?
7,000.
I don't know about that. All right, so then what happens? You end up spending a ton of money. You get tired of spending money. It's
get
one thing
tired.
after another that's wrong with it.
Yeah, that's
So
the
is the
bill that I
car
just
where you
gave.
want it to be now? Like, is it working now or no?
No.
No, because in fact, what happened is they told you, well, now you need blah, blah, blah. And you said, I can't take this anymore. So you took the car, you traded it in, and you bought a different car.
I had to. I had no.
How's that car working for you?
It's good.
Good. All right.
But-
So how much did you get on your trade-in?
2,000.
Okay. All right. So you've come here and you're suing him because you want 5,000, but you got 2,000 for it. So you really should be suing for 3,000, right?
Well, by the time I was done with the car and expenses, it's almost $8,000. I'm
Okay.
out. Almost 8,000.
All because you didn't test drive the car.
All because I didn't test drive it. I took his word for it that the car was okay.
And you say that like that's a defense to you not test driving it. You understand
No,
that when you
I-
buy a used
I
car
do, I
from a
understand.
private party, it's an as-is sale, right? All right. Is this your car?
Yes.
Did you drive it?
Yes.
When had been the last time you had driven it?
Maybe like a couple of months ago.
So how long before the sale?
Before the sale, maybe like, I say like 2 weeks before the
Okay.
sale, before I sold the car.
How long had you owned the car?
I've owned the car. Well, the car's been in my family since like at the dealership, since 30,000 miles. And it was my brother's car first. And then he gave
Is
it
that
to
your
me.
brother?
I bought it in 2012 from a Honda dealership in Brentwood.
Okay. Did the light ever go on? Did
I kept that car crispy clean. I have all the receipts for all the oil changes.
Okay, well, what'd your brother
totality.
do to it that the light was coming on?
Honestly, I have no idea though. I gave him the car for a cheap price.
Wait, what'd you sell your brother the car for?
Believe it or not, 5,000, but this was like years because I got another
Yeah.
car and he needed another car, so I
Right, so he actually paid you 5,000 and got 5,000?
Right?
There's no
Yeah.
way that Blue Book value could possibly be.
that's Honda car's value hold up. I sold it
Yeah.
to my brother.
Yeah, that was the brother
cheap.
deal. He
Huh?
got. That was the brother deal he gave me.
Your brother deal, right?
Yeah.
Right. You didn't get the brother deal.
No, I didn't get the brother deal.
Right.
I got the other deal.
Look, let me explain to you how it is that a purchase of a used car works between private parties like this. There's no warranty unless he gives you a specific warranty. Did he give you a warranty?
No.
All right. So if he doesn't give you a warranty, then it's buyer beware. You're supposed to test drive it. What you should do is have a mechanic take a look at it. Very few people do, at least none of the people in front of me do. Actually, we've had several where not only did they, but they brought the mechanic and the mechanic turned out to be wrong. But, at least you have, and then you test drive it and you turn it on and there's a problem. And you can't wait to let that $5,000 get out of your pocket. It's nighttime, you can't take a look at it you can't test drive it, and there's a noise. And what does it take to have you be a buyer that bewares? There's nothing I can do for you legally. He has to do nothing. He doesn't have to give you your money back. He doesn't have to compensate you for the money you lost. You have to learn a very expensive lesson. My verdict in this case is for the defendant. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, you've got a counterclaim against her for $1,500? For what?
I had to take off time for school and work.
No. You sold her a car where 10 feet away the light turns on. Everybody who wins, your remedy is to win the lawsuit. It's not to make another $1,500 off of her.
So, Judge Millian finds for the defendant in this case, Alicia, you learned a really hard lesson.
yeah.
I'm sure everybody is feeling
yeah.
sorry for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
I
do
don't know.
you-
I don't even know what to say.
What are you thinking? Seriously,
What can I say?
you got to be frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
You got to feel terrible.
I spent a lot of money on that car. A lot of money on that car. And the car wasn't even with me, not even a day, because it spent more time in the dealer
know.
and at the mechanics than what it was with me.
Good luck to you.
Thank
all right.
you. Thank you.
I think you have learned a lesson the hard way. The defendant's on his way out of the courtroom. Right? She's a nice lady. Do you feel at all bad for her?
I don't actually.
Really? Why not?
Because she tried to make money off of me. It was a perfectly good car, and she knew it. She just tried to get extra money off of it. 100%.
You mean by suing you?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Don't try and sell me a car, okay? I ain't buying. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, so here's the thing. I have some very sage advice. If you buy a car and they say you can't test drive it, I do not want you to walk away. I want you to run.